Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to bring to you a long requested ETF review, and this one is on another covered call ETF. Yes, and it's a monthly pair. It's by Global X. It has a big brother in QYLD, and this one is called RYLD. This one covers the Russell 2000, which is a small cap fund, small cap index, as opposed to QYLD's large cap NASDAQ 100 index. So big tech companies versus small cap up and coming companies. So if you're new here, please subscribe, like, share, comment down below, do all that good stuff. And supposedly, I haven't been asking this, but supposedly YouTube likes when you have the notification bell clicked on. Nobody can figure out YouTube's algorithm per se, but that's what they say. So if you would click the bell as well, I would really appreciate it. Apparently that tells YouTube that people actually want to see the videos I record. So if you do that, I'd appreciate it. And another thing, I know I ask this every video and a lot of you have been skipping it, which is totally fine. If you want to leave me a tip, one thing you can do is in the description below is a Amazon link. You can use that link and purchase anything on Amazon, and I get a small commission on qualified purchases at no extra cost to you. It's just as long as you go through that link and complete a shopping session, you know, after you click that link, I get a small commission. That'd be really appreciated. And a lot of you have done it, and I thank you very, very much. Okay, so let's get into this because this one's I have a feeling I might be talking about this one a little long. So again, RYLD, the Global X Russell 2000 covered call ETF. Pretty much the same thing as QYLD. It follows, but this one follows the CBOE Russell 2000 buy right index instead of the NASDAQ 100 buy right index. So this index measures the performance of a theoretical portfolio that holds a portfolio of the stocks included in the Russell 2000 index and writes a succession of 1 month at the money covered call options on the Russell 2000 index. So what we'll do is we'll look at what's interesting about this one versus QYLD is the number of holdings. Now you would think this would have 2,000 holdings, like the QYLD has 100 holdings. Well, this one's a little different. This one has one holding, actually two holdings. One is VTWO, which is the Vanguard Russell 2000 ETF, and cash. That's it. That is it. Now the Vanguard Russell 2000 ETF holds 2,000 stocks, or probably a little bit more. Actually, I have that. Do I have that up? I have that up right here. And just to look at it real quick, 20% in healthcare, 15% in industrials, 14% in financials, 14% in tech, 10% in consumer cyclical, 8% in real estate, 4% in consumer defensive, 3.5% in basic materials, 3.5% in utilities, 2.5% in communications, and 2% in energy. And look at the top 10s. You'll know a couple of these probably. Decker's Outdoor, BJ's Wholesale Club, Churchill Downs, Novavax. Some of these, I mean, you know, these are very small companies. So that's the Russell 2000 ETF that they sell index options against. And what else did I want to show you here? I wanted to show you the distributions and expenses. This one has a 0.60% expense ratio, just like QYLD. One thing to watch, and this is on QYLD as well, is they do have an expense waiver that expires March 1st of 2021. And what an expense waiver is basically the fund managers are saying, okay, we're going to give a discount for a certain period of time to run this fund. The expense waiver runs out March 1st, 2021. And if they don't renew that expense waiver, your expense ratio is going to go up to 0.78%. So it's something to keep an eye on. Now, the distribution yield trailing 12 month is 10.91% on RYLD. And we'll see the past few months of distributions. You see 17, 18, 19, 20. So a good small little raise since April. But I do want to go over that. I want to show you the difference between RYLD and QYLD in the distributions. Was there anything here? I don't think so. So here we go with the distributions. And this is one of the, I guess, I don't know if I want to call it a weakness, but it's a difference between QYLD and RYLD. If we look back, what I was concerned about with QYLD in the beginning is how, when we had the March drop, how the dividend income would be affected. And with RYLD, the dividend income was affected a little bit harder than QYLD was. Because if we look at February of this year, RYLD put out 23.87 cents a share. And in March, when we had the drop in the market, it only pulled out 15.85%. And we look over at QYLD, in February, it gave almost 23.77 cents a share, and in March it gave 18.06. So about a 5.5 cent difference versus the RYLD's, almost 8 cent difference, 7-8 cent difference. So that's, you don't want to see that in a fund like this, that you're buying for income. You'd rather see a little bit smoother. It's understandable that it went down, but that was a big drop. Let's see, what else do I got for you? I wanted to look at the performance and see how well QYLD versus RYLD fared during the March drop. Now, RYLD and QYLD is running about the same dividend yield right now, but the only reason they're up so high right now is because they've kind of dropped so far. I think they were about half this prior to the drop. But if we take a look at the difference, if we look at a year-to-date chart, we got QYLD in blue, and we got RYLD in red. So if we look at a year-to-date chart, we'll see that they pretty much ran neck and neck all year until March, of course, and then we had the drop, and QYLD at its max dropped about 24% year to date. That was its low. But RYLD went even further, and it dropped almost 41.5%. So you went from $25 a share in RYLD all the way down to $14.90. Now, of course, if you buy more on the dip, you are going to get more dividend income. And the good news about RYLD is that they're trending in the right direction. So from March, when you had that dip all the way down to 15.85, it's gone to 17.6, 18.7, 19.2 to 20.21, which is nice. But you had to buy the dip. Same thing with QYLD. It went from 18 to almost 20 to 20 and a half to almost 21 to almost 21 and a half. So these are good income funds. Let's look at what they've done since March, basically. So we'll go to the past 3 months, and the QYLD has actually fallen behind RYLD. RYLD, the small cap, has performed a little bit better in this environment, and it's up 13% in the past 3 months, where QYLD is up 6.7%. So, but that's always comes back to this with income funds. As long as the income stays steady, it doesn't matter what the stock price does. Basically, you buy more. You buy more when the stock dips, right? Now the question is, do we buy, is there a place for both QYLD and RYLD? In my opinion, no. In my opinion, I would rather have QYLD because they follow the exact same strategy. Yes, they're on different indexes, but they're doing the exact same thing. They're selling at the money covered call options on their index. They're doing the exact same thing. Now, I'd rather have QYLD and its large cap exposure than RYLD and the small cap exposure, because we've seen what it did during the March dip, where it didn't have that downside protection, or it didn't have as much downside protection, and on a double whammy, the income got hit harder. So in my opinion, I'd rather have the big dog in the house, and that is QYLD. And RYLD, it's good. There's not necessarily anything bad with it, but I don't think you gain anything by having both in your portfolio. That's just my opinion. I'd like to hear what you think. Leave me a comment down below. Would you buy RYLD? Are you buying RYLD? I know there's a couple of you that have, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just don't see having two ETFs with the exact same strategy in the same portfolio. So let me know what you think down below. If you like this, please share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Hit that notification bell, use that Amazon link, all that great stuff, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye. I am not a financial advisor. The information contained in this video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. It is not intended to be investment advice. Please seek a licensed professional for any investment, tax, or legal advice. Thank you.